Okay, so I just got done watching Fear the Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 3. Well, I say I just got done, but I actually watched it last night, but the video's up a little bit late. I had trouble watching this episode. Um, Apologize for some of the background noise you might hear. My computer's pretty loud, as I always say, and then my girlfriend is playing video games to the left of me as well. So, let's see. This episode overall, you know what? I enjoyed it, I think. Uh, However, whenever you really sit back and think about what it was and what it did for the plot, it didn't do all that much, I guess. It was just basically a crazy old man hallucinating around, and that was it. But I think that these episodes could be very good, and this is something with Walking Dead as well. And I'll say it and then I'll say why I don't think they do it, but if they chopped up the episodes so we're not following just these one characters, it seems like next episode may be a little bit more chopped up, but we need to follow more than just this group. If we got this episode cut up with some of the stuff from episode 1 and 2, like a Game of Thrones type thing, right? Of this chopped up throughout the course of a few episodes, I think it would sit a lot differently. But just all in one go, it just feels just strange, I think. And I don't know, I'm sure the writing is harder to write that way, to chunk it up so it looks right and edit it right and it feels right. And maybe that's why they don't do it. It's just easier to tell each one in one chunk, probably. So yeah, that I think could make this soar to good versus just how it kind of feels, maybe a little bit like filler to a degree. But I still enjoyed it for some parts. It had a feel, this episode, like, what's that movie, 10 Cloverfield Lane? I really like that movie, where it's got John Goodman and they're trapped in an underground, bunker after a supposed apocalypse happens or something. I don't quite remember. But anyway, I got my notes. I'm going to read off of them, and we'll go through the episode. So we start off the episode with a song that I've enjoyed for a while now, since I heard it, California Dreaming. So yeah, just cool that one was in there, that they were able to get that song for the episode. Whoops. So poor June, I feel really bad for her, and I start to like her character pretty good in this episode, to be honest. I mean, I did before, but even more so now. You just feel bad for her being stuck with her in-law, right? I think that's a nightmare for a lot of people, to be stuck with their in-laws or just spend any kind of time around their in-laws.
You can't relate, right?
But no, I can't relate to that. But yeah, so it's just it's a tough situation, and then he's going through withdrawals as well. So let's see. I do like the withdrawal storyline because it reminds me of Nick a little bit, and that was something that could have been interesting with him if they had played it out a little bit more or correctly. But the mistakes of the past, And then it was cool seeing Dakota's corpse, right? Super brutal. I would have thought she would have been like Dust, but no, she's a walker. So yeah, it's cool seeing her. And then Teddy's corpse as well. He's just dead though. I guess he got shot. I don't quite remember. It was very creepy shot whenever John, I'm just going to call him John, John Dory, right? It sounds weird saying John Dory, but I guess that's his name, John Dory Sr. So whenever John Dory sees the people standing at a distance, just standing watching him, that was really creepy, right? In like what you would expect to be a desolate wasteland. Yeah, so he gets scratched, and June's not worried about it. I would be worried, though, if I got scratched, by a walker, even though I would be worried that would turn me, too. But, yeah, just something I was thinking. Let's see. So, yeah, it's a scary feeling being trapped with them outside. There's no way for them to escape other than the way that they're trying to come in. There was some nice tension there at parts, I guess. I feel bad for June. I already said that. I do like the actor who plays John Dory's dad. I've seen him in Dexter, I believe, and maybe something else. And I like him for the most part. However, the stuff where he's acting crazy, I felt like he wasn't really giving it that much oomph. Some of it just felt like he was just kind of saying stuff and not really feeling it. But maybe that was just me. But apart from when he's acting crazy, though, I do like him, the actor. So I like how June was talking pretty much logical to the dad too, to John Senior. She's saying, "Why do you want to run into this world that'll kill you in 10 different ways? Why do you want to leave?" Pretty much. So I do like that she's just not saying a bunch of philosophical bullcrap like we have to stay in here for them. We got to survive for them. Some bullshit. She's saying what I would want her to say. I would be worried about John dying in his sleep, by the way, with going through the withdrawals and being trapped in there with him. I don't know how severe that would be for him if he could pass away from the withdrawals, but I would be worried. I would tie him up or something at some point, but she tries to sedate him, I guess. Too late. And also I have a note where she sealed up this door too late. She said, "I'm going to seal up this door," and they never did until later. It's almost like that line was put in there, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we can't seal it up because we're going to use it later." So, anyway.
We got it.
Oh, so I wish that June, I didn't like a line from her whenever she was saying, I don't want to go up there because I don't want to live life without John. Like, that kind of irritated me and ruined some of the good dialogue from her, because it's like, no, you don't want to go up there because there's a fucking nuclear fallout and zombies and bandits or whatever. Not because you don't want to live up there without John, because you're living down here without John too. It was just like trying to make it more than what it needed to be. So yeah, I'm not sure. Some of the mask shots, whenever he's up above, like when you're seeing through his perspective, it was cool, I guess. I think they overused it a little bit, but whatever. But like I said, the actors acting as crazy. It felt like he was just saying, like I already went through it, but yeah. So that was kind of like he was just, I don't know, not giving it a lot for that, but and he snaps out of his whole crazy state conveniently in time to save June. It was like, okay. And they found the body, which was convenient as well, right at the end, for everything to wrap up. Fear does a lot of this, convenience, like wrapped up, everything happens the way it's supposed to, storytelling, where it feels a little bit like, blah, it's just kind of too perfect, too much of a bow on top, sometimes. I'm glad June had a line where she explained the reason they were saved during the cave-in, though, was because they had the mask on, even though I don't know how they just took time to dig them all up. But, I'm very glad that they gave the line about the gas mask, too, at least. It was for us, but I needed that, I think. And let's see, I'm glad that Victor needs John, because it gives him a reason to not exile him. What I'm trying to say is I don't believe, like, if they just had John and June come in there, that Victor would let him stay, unless, of course, he needs John. So I'm glad that he needs John to track down, I forget what he said, Morgan or something. But anyway, so June says, or Alicia, I don't know, I forget what exactly, just for his police skills, but so June has a line where she says, we can't get out because of all those zombies outside. But again, people are getting out they got out to get you, so you can get out. You're not trapped, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm sure they'll figure that out at some point. But and then a Strand at the end, his lines with Morgan, dude, just absolute savage, man. That Strand just he's the apocalyptic pimp, he's the king. I wasn't a big fan. Well, what I'm trying to say is I do like Strand as a villain. I just think it should have happened sooner, and with a little bit less kind of progression like this, but I guess maybe it's like that in real life sometimes, right? But I don't know. I would have liked it sooner and more like this kind of progression, not just he's so, where is he, Where does he stand? But no, his dialogue with Morgan was just great, man. Just great. He's a savage. The actor really gives it so much and just so over the top, but it works for him, I think. And Morgan doing this whole, BS, I just threatening, don't hurt anybody I care about. I'm coming for you. Crap, whatever. We've heard Morgan make these threats before, but at the end of the day, he still kind of pussies out. I just want Morgan to go full savage, like he seemed like he was going to do in the season 6 premiere, and didn't. Not crazy, but still just, not taking any fucks. Like when he let Strand get away on the submarine, it was just okay. But it led into this story, right? So yeah, that's what I got. Just yeah, pretty good. Bigger fan of June's character for sure now. Not that I really wasn't before, and yeah. So looking forward to next week. Seems like it'll be a little bit more blended. I guess we'll have the bounty hunters twin in there. So yeah. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and I will see you in next video.